Thank you so much for a wonderful, interesting talk. I was wondering, it seems like believing that this theory is true would require believing that giving people what they want is always a good thing because that's what people will pay for. So if that's presupposed, what if people want something like drugs, for example? That was one example. Another example might be social media. Like a lot of kids that I know personally are addicted to social media. So I'm wondering how you address that. Like, is giving people what they demand always moral?
So, no, it's not. It's not always moral. But here's the point. Who is best positioned to decide what is best for me? And put aside children right now. We'll get to children in a second. Who is best positioned to decide what is good for me? Me. I might be wrong. And I might be suicidal, like most drug addicts, I think, are in the end suicidal. But that's my business. And as I said, I think today's environment that creates enormous profits for drug business is why drug business makes so much money. If it was legal, it wouldn't be making so much money. But so nobody's in a better position to decide what's good. You know, I remember a long, long time ago, people used to buy something called pet rocks. You guys don't know. These are rocks that they behaved like pets too. And it was like, these people are nuts. This isn't good for them. But who am I to say it's not good for that person? For that person, they might be, I don't know what they get out of it. What do people get out of little silly dolls and little silly decorations that I don't understand? I'm not in a position to make those decisions for them. Only they can make those decisions. Social media or children who are addicted to social media. Certainly when it comes to children don't have the capacity to know what's good for them. And this is where being a parent gets hard. Your job as a parent is to try to project to your children what is good for them and limit their access to things that are bad for them. And the fact that many of us as parents default on that responsibility is more the parents' fault than anybody else's. So, sure, you can create scenarios in which you are selling stuff to people who are not using it appropriately, are not making or not benefiting ultimately from it. But that is ultimately their responsibility, not yours. But I would say, you know, when you go for a career, when you go and make something and build something, try to make something and build something you're going to be proud of. Right? We talked about love, that you love, right? And if you really think, oh, I'm building this thing, I'm selling it, but people are really worse off because of it, then it's not going to be as much fun and you're not going to enjoy it as much, and don't do it. Right? Like if you're I don't know, in the cigarette business and you discover cigarette causes cancer, I suggest you switch careers. It probably becomes a lot less fun once you realize that what you're doing is actually hurting people. So pursue, you know, your self-interest, but your self-interest is not just money. We talked about this before, right? Your self-interest is money, but it's also what? Love, passion, interest, challenge, excitement. And that is not consistent with hurting other people. Not because you're sacrificing to other people, because other people are value. I mean, you guys all look nice. I don't want to hurt you, even if I'm going to make a buck off of it. Money is not the primary. Money is the consequence, and money goes hand in hand with that, you know, pursuing your interest and your challenge.